Welcome again, Faster Canada. We're here with Alex Possamai from CrossFit Bolton, and he's got a really interesting story to share with you. Part of the business panel is going to be interesting to share a unique way of owning and operating a gym. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
So tell us how you got started with CrossFit and when.
We started CrossFit Bolton in 2008 out of my two-car garage at my house. I had
the traditional beginning.
Yeah, and I actually didn't mean to start a CrossFit gym. I sort of was training at a regular gym. I wanted to do muscle ups and rope climbs, and I wanted to dump weights if I had to, and I couldn't do that where I was training, so I built a shed in my backyard. I took everything out of my garage, shovels and lawnmowers and that, put it in the shed, and I turned my garage into a gym. People started coming over to my house and training with me. I would invite my buddies over and they would come, and then people started asking me, can you train my wife? Can I bring the neighbor? Can I bring my buddy? And after a few months of that, people started saying, shouldn't we pay you for this? Should we pay you? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I'm spending a lot of time showing everybody all this cool stuff, so I guess I should take a little bit of money for it. And then what happened was I registered a business. I got a GST number at the time, HST number now. You got insurance and all that stuff, and paid the affiliation fee, and that's kind of how the gym started.
And how many people did you have when you realized at this point I need to move on?
I had about 10 people come into my house, and like I said, it was a two-car garage. It was a two-car garage, so there's only so many people you could have in there training at the same time. It was a little inefficient. There was some ladies that owned a gym close to here, a regular commercial gym, and there was a friend of mine that trained there, and they had a room at the back of the gym, and they didn't know what they wanted to do with it. They wanted to do Muay Thai boxing or hot yoga or something. And somebody said, there's this maniac in his garage making people really fit. You should call him in. So the ladies, they called me, they tried to hire me. They wanted to give me a job. They were working as a trainer at the gym, and I said, no thanks, I got my own equipment. I have a registered business, I have insurance and all that sort of thing, but I'll gladly lease out your space. So I leased out the space, and after a couple of months I had about 40 clients, and 30 of them were from the actual gym, and they didn't really like that, so they wanted to raise my lease, and that led me to get my own unit and just go off on my own. And I started thinking about it, and I thought with the amount of money that they were asking me to pay them, I could get a loan from the bank, and I can get my own place, and I could just pay a mortgage instead of pay them a lease, and just do business on my own. It's no different than you deciding whether you want to purchase your home that you live in or rent. So I had that opportunity to get a loan and purchase something, and I decided that it would make more sense financially down the road after making all these payments to have something that I'd be able to actually take and sell one day.
That's probably the biggest risk of this model then.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're stuck. You can't just decide that you don't want to do this anymore. Well, you can, but now you might be stuck with something that you need to sell, and it's worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there might or might not be somebody willing to pay you for that.
Yeah, and so far, how do you feel that your calculation of risk, was it a good choice?
Absolutely. I'm really confident. I'm really confident in my abilities, and I'm really confident in the direction that CrossFit itself is going, and I have no regrets, or I wouldn't change anything. The only thing that would be a problem is what you need to do if you want to take that approach is you need to have a full-time job, and you need to have some other assets. So I can go to the bank and say, based on the value of my house and based on the money that I make at my full-time job, here's the amount of money that I'm asking for. Because if I was showing them, here I have a CrossFit business, and here's how much money I make per month teaching people CrossFit, and here's how much money I need to buy a building, there's absolutely no way that I would have. So I had to put up my own personal finances, and I had to put myself at risk from that perspective. I really don't see myself having to move out of here in the next 2 to 3 years. What I do see occurring is adding more group sessions or having more windows of opportunity for people to come and train at the gym. So instead of 20 hours a week of group sessions available, we would have 40 hours a week or 50, or the gym would be open from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. and just every hour there'd be a session running. That would be the next step to take before I move. So until that happens, I'm not moving anywhere.
So Alex, thanks so much for sharing this information. I think it was really interesting to hear a different model of running CrossFit. I think that it's the first time I've really come across it, and I think it's something almost pioneerish in Canada, if anything. And hopefully the future box owners out there kind of see that there's a different opportunity out there to build some equity, own a place. I think that's something that's pretty interesting versus renting, and building equity and having your CrossFit gym help you build that equity and help you in the long term. Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thanks very much.